everyone. Every day we're going to do the application problem together. You're going to have your workbook open and ready. Today we're on page 73, so if you need to pause and get to the page, that's great. Just do that. Today's lesson is Module 5, Lesson 10. What we're going to do every day is going to be the same process. I'm going to read this to you, and then I'm going to tell you to pause it, read through it again on your own, and then read through it a third time, circling those clue words like we know we should when we do the RVW strategy. All right, let's get started. Heidi and Andrew designed 2 raised flower beds for their garden. Heidi's flower bed was 5 feet long by 3 feet wide. Andrew's flower bed was the same length, but twice as wide. Calculate how many cubic feet of soil they need to buy to have soil to a depth of 2 feet in both. All right, please pause. Read it through one more time and think. Read it through a third time and circle those clue words. All right, let's see what I would circle in this situation. So reading through this, the first thing I'm going to think about when I read through it a first time is really, what is this all about? So the first thing I'm noticing is Heidi and Andrew designed 2 raised flower beds. Well, what's a raised flower bed? We have them on our playground. We know what they look like, so I can picture it in my head. So they're making flower beds for their garden. Heidi's flower bed was 5 feet long. Okay, I know that that's going to be important. By 3 feet wide. Okay, so in my head, I'm thinking length and width. Thinking about what we've been doing in math. I know it's been a little while, but think back. Andrew's flower bed. Okay, so that was all Heidi's. Now we're talking about Andrew's. Andrew's flower bed was the same length. Length is how long something is. So I'm just going to put an arrow. Okay, it's going to be the same length, so it's going to be 5 feet long. But twice, and I know twice means times 2, as wide. I'm going to draw an arrow here. Twice as wide would mean 6 feet. So I'm going to put a little 6 feet here. Calculate. So I'm going to be doing some math here, obviously. How many cubic feet of soil they need to buy to have soil to a depth. Ooh, now we have depth. So I might need to think about this one a little longer. I'm not as comfortable with it as length and width. But depth, how deep something is, how deep your pool is, how deep the lake is, how deep anything is. So depth is how far down, how deep it is, of 2 feet in both. So now I'm starting to piece together that both Heidi's flower bed and Andrew's flower bed have 3 numbers associated with it: a length, a width, and a depth. So what kind of math do you think you're going to need to do? I want you to think about that. And the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to draw a line down the center of your board like this. And on this side at the top of it, you're going to write me, M-E, me. And on this side of it, you're going to write us. And right now, you're going to pause your video, and you're going to take as long as you need, this is at your own pace, to work on this problem on this side of your paper. So on the left side of your paper, you're going to go ahead and solve the problem as best you can. Even if you can't get all the way through the problem, I want you to go as far as you possibly can, and then you're going to press play, and we will solve it together on this side of the board. All right, go ahead and pause and get going. All right, so if you follow directions, you have solved the problem, or as much of it as you can. Now I'm going to go through and talk about it again with you. So we've underlined our keywords. We've kind of added some numbers here that we think might help us. So I'm going to read one more time, and I'm going to start, as I read it, kind of sketching out my ideas for my draw. Heidi and Andrew designed 2 raised flower beds for their garden. Heidi's flower bed was 5 feet long. So I'm going to start with Heidi. because they started with Heidi. And I know that a flower bed is going to be some sort of rectangular prism, right? So I'm going to draw one. Doesn't have to be perfect, just the best you can do. And it says her flower bed was 5 feet long. So I'm going to label that 5 by 3 feet wide. So 3 feet here. Andrew's flower bed. Oh, now we're at Andrew's. Might as well put that in right now too. So his is also going to be a rectangular prism. Did my best. Was the same length. So we even drew an arrow, remember? We said length 5 feet. So 5 feet. But twice, and we said times 2 as wide. And so we already wrote a number 6, because that's 2 times 3 is 6. So 6 feet here. Calculate how many cubic feet of soil they need to buy to have soil to a depth. Remember, we talked about how that is how deep something is, of 2 feet. So that gives us our height. So depth and height mean the same thing. So I know that that's this number over here, 2 feet and 2 feet. And from drawing this out, it's become really clear to me that what I'm solving for is the volume. The volume, which we know is length times width times height. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to find Heidi's volume and I'm going to find Andrew's volume. I'd really like for you right now to pause and solve for both of these volumes on your own, and then unpack, pause, and we will go through it together. All right, length 5 times width 3 times height 2. 5 times 3, 15 times 2, 30. 30 what? Feet cubed. Remember, we always need to have our unit with it. And then Andrew's, length times width times height. 5 times 6 times 2. 5 times 6 is 30. 30 times 2 is 60 feet cubed. Are you done? If you found both of these volumes, sometimes we get to this point and we think that we're all finished, right? We should always reread and make sure that there is not a step we're missing. Because remember, in 5th grade, there's usually a lot of steps, and sometimes we only get halfway through a problem and forget to do the rest. So let's read it through one more time and make sure that we've answered the whole question. Heidi and Andrew designed 2 raised flower beds for their garden. Heidi's flower bed was 5 feet long by 3 feet wide. Andrew's flower bed was the same length but twice as wide. Calculate how many cubic feet of soil they need to buy to have soil to a depth of 2 feet in both. So there's one more step to finish this problem before we can write our sentence. And that step is that we need to add our volumes together because we need to make it one number to know how much soil we need to buy. So that is a simple problem of 30 feet cubed plus 60 feet cubed, and we all know that's 90 feet cubed. The last step is to write our sentence that would answer this question, the R, D, W. We're at the W step. So please go ahead one more time, pause. If you haven't written a sentence, please write your sentence. If your answer has changed, go ahead and fix your sentence and then unpause when you're ready. So we know that our sentence should say, they need to buy, because we use our sentence starters, they need to buy 90 feet cubed of soil. And that's it.